Welcome, fellow treasure hunters. Today we are going into this Goodwill to see what we can find that is worth listing on eBay. I will share some what solds along the way, as well as giving you my 5-step research sandwich method to becoming an evergreen reseller. At the end of the video, I will show you my expected profit from the items I found. So if you like thrifting, reselling, and treasure hunting, this video is for you. My video style is set to help resellers gain brand recognition for what sells and what should be passed up. While most of my videos focus on clothing, I do venture out to other sections of the store. My goal is to teach resellers how to fish versus just telling you about the top brands. What sells today may not sell tomorrow. How many times have you watched YouTube content and they said pick this brand up and it is still sitting in your store waiting for purchase? So my solds will be as important as my pickups over time to see the trends, and our ultimate goal is to save ourselves time in the long run and find those better objects quicker. Alright, let's get into the 5-step research sandwich method that's going to help you become an evergreen reseller. Step 1. Research on eBay before you come to look. Knowledge is your biggest asset. You want to find brands that have a 100% sell-through rate currently. Take what is most abundant to you in the time periods you can source and start researching there. In the beginning of my journey, I started in media and I avoided clothing. As my time got more restricted and opportunities were less and less to source books, I turned to clothing. Pick a section a week and find top 10 brands in each section and find their highest selling items that provide the profit you need per sell. Step 2. Check clothing material. You should look up items that are made of cashmere, wool, like merino wool, silk, linen, etc. This does not mean you will pick up these items, but you will look them up to see if they fit in your step 1 criteria of high sell-through rate on eBay. If they fit, you purchase them. If they don't fit, you file that knowledge away as something to not look up in the future. Like currently right now, I'm selling a lot of linen and wool, so those are things I definitely look up. I promise the camera work's going to get a little better. I'm squatting down trying to shoot this one-handed. Eventually we do get to the top where it improves. Look what I found. I found this vintage with tags, headband, lightweight full zip jacket / dress shirt. It was hard to tell which one it was, but I'm listing it for $34.99. And then right after that I find this polo Ralph Lauren shirt, and I end up keeping this one for myself. So what better way than to save some money by buying high quality items that you're going to wear and then you didn't pay full price for. So I was super stoked to find this. I like flannel type colorful prints, and then the Ralph Lauren 100% cotton. Just it feels really good to wear. I never had the money to go buy these but when you find them in the wild, they're great. Our third step is to check the style or look of the item. Does it have a great print or style that stands out? Is it wanted by collectors because it showcases a sports team print or classic cars? On top of the collector, is it cross-collectible? So an example would be a sports print on a Rain Spooner or Tommy Bahama Hawaiian shirt. People want Tommy Bahama, they want Rain Spooner, they like the material. If it's silk, if it's embroidered, and it has their favorite baseball, football, college team, classic cars, that's going to be even more desirable, and there's going to be more buyers that are ready to pick up that item. 4. Is it rare or vintage? Vintage has got a weird terminology because everybody has a different definition. While it is 20 years or older, but some people learned that vintage was prior to barcodes. Well, now 2004 is the line for vintage, and I just listed a pair of Bart Simpson's swimsuit trunks as vintage. So that shifts and moves as we go on. Antique's 100 years, so anything older than what would be defined as vintage, you want to look it up and see if it's selling for anything. If something's rare, it probably won't have any sell-through history or even have any listings on eBay to search up. This is going to be a risky area to identify if you want to list something, because you're going to invest your money in and hope to get that money back in a reasonable time. But all it takes is one buyer looking for that item that's trying to replace what their mom had, or they want it for a very specific purpose that you're going to get a sell. But also a movie company might come along and have a movie that's dated in that time range, and that item is perfect, and it's going to be the next Marty McFly jacket you see on TV. With that said, don't risk a lot of your available cash in this category, but test the waters to see if the risk reward is worth it. I try and make sure my items are 4 to 10 times my investment in this category. I do get a lot of sales because I do source from garage sales, so I get a lot of really old inventory with not much sell-through. You kind of learn to use Google Image, eBay, and other sources as a way to price like items to your items. But still, it's a risk to see whether it sells or not. Another recent sale I had was this Carhartt Storm Defender jacket. Sold it for $30 on an offer. I think I had it listed for $50. It was missing the hood. You would have saw this in one of my flea market swap meet videos where I picked it up for $10. But because it's kind of a slow February, I was picking it up just to get some cash flow back rolling. I got this Raiders hoodie in a storage locker and monetized it and took an offer on it at $14.56. I think I had it listed around $19.99. Speaking of quality material, just found this Tommy Bahama linen shirt that I listed for $39.99. The funny part about this is I just found this exact same shirt in the double XL size, and it's already sold within 30 days. I took an offer for $35. So we're getting into the warmer season. People are starting to buy these casual linen shirts. Easter's coming. Tommy Bahama is a great brand if it's the right material, embroidered, a really cool look. So keep on the lookout for Tommy Bahama linen shirts. I've been picking up a lot of Western shirts like this one right here. I leave this one behind. I noticed that the Western shirts have to be a little bit more ornamental, a little bit more flair to it. For it to sell. So embroidery, tassels, just a significant look where you stand out in the middle of the room. Everybody knows your shirt's a one-off, not like anybody else's. Those are the Western shirts that I like to pick up. Okay, step 5, research items you know nothing about. In step 1, we researched items on eBay that were top sellers. But this is the research sandwich method. But that doesn't provide you what you don't search for. The knowledge game is big in reselling, and eBay can't teach you everything because you don't know what to search for to make it show up. So the thrift store or other sourcing opportunities, they are your research lab where you should spend significant time in, just kind of like watching YouTube videos for ideas. Don't recognize that brand? Never heard of that material? What is that weird zigzaggy pocket on some Western shirts? Sawtooth pocket. You should be in the lab way more in the beginning than maybe 10 to 15 years from now. I'm 2 years into my journey, and I'm way faster at processing a section than I used to be, and I pick up more items that are more profitable. So go figure that educating myself improved my performance and my metrics. All right, found this Champion reverse weave hoodie. This is an interesting brand. I listed this for $29.99. It's a little bit of a saturated market, but reverse weave is less shrinkage. It's highly durable, and if you can get a flashy kind of big logo, especially embroidered, or some type of collectability feature, it sells for well. I just sold this Champion reverse weave hoodie for $30. These were invented in 1938 or 34, but patented in 38. But there are very vintage versions of these that in the 50s they started putting that logo C like you see out there, but now since 2020 they started partnering with Harley Davidson, Beastie Boys, and other cross collectability things. So be on the lookout for the reverse weave hoodie, but make sure it's a really cool print or very cool logo. And for yourself, I mean, it's just a quality sweatshirt. If you're going to go out and be aggressive, it shouldn't tear and it will fit. So make sure you get your measurements right because it doesn't shrink. You see me holding this cool shirt. You'll hear a lot of people say buy everything cool. I don't sign up for that. Look it up, see what sells. I find some of the better cool shirts sell and the pants, but I'm not most of the things cool that are lighter weight and very generic looking don't really sell well for me. Alright, coming up is an example of a Champion hoodie that I did not pick up. This is a really nice double XL hoodie quality. It seems to have that extra area to kind of go in front of your face. But there's just no print. There's no flash. This would be a perfect pickup for something like myself who doesn't mind not having flashy prints. But for resell, I chose to leave this behind just because it would be one of many out there that somebody can just buy. And I don't think people are just out there looking for this. All right, let's break away from the clothing. I don't like to typically do games, but when they're sealed, I'll look them up. Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure board game. There was 19 or 20 listed with 3 sold, but if you filtered for brand new, there was 3 listed with 4 solds, and they were selling above $24 to $40. Other than when you see people do auctions that are done poorly, don't do auctions for things like this. So I'm willing to put in the time to wait for this to sell. While I'm searching this up, let's talk about the subject of seasonality. I just sold these 2 baseball bats yesterday. Baseball season starts at the end of March. The bottom bat I bought for $1 at a yard sale. The top one I bought in the Goodwill, one of my videos from last month, for about, I think it was between $4 and $9.99 for the bat. So good flips. I accidentally deleted the footage that showed me picking up this Cranium Cadou for kids game in 2002 that was sealed, $22.99. Got that for $4.99. Now let's talk about what projected profit I expect to make from today's haul. So the projected eBay sold value of all the 5 items is $152.95. We need to subtract off the 30% eBay fees, which comes to a total of $45.89. Then we need to minus the buy cost for the goods. So when you subtract those 2 off the $152.95, you get $73.11 for 5 items. That's a $14.60 average per item cost. My goal is to try to be an average of $20 per item, but you sometimes don't get to pick what you find in the store. This would be more indicative of the average experience. There's no home runs in this. Usually I find one really good $200 item that kind of sets the average right. But this is still good. I'm happy with today's video. It's still better than working minimum wage. I've learned a lot. I hope you've learned a lot. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you want more content like this. I enjoy making it. I'm out here researching it anyway. Why not provide that same value to you guys? And until next time, keep researching, keep grinding, have fun, and most importantly, be kind.